Hi everyone. So good morning. I think the local time is the Saturday morning. So here in the New York, it is the 9:30 a.m. So 9:30 p.m. But due to the pandemic, so we can have such an online lesson. I think there is kind of a future framework of education. So we are going to continue the Anyone Python Season 1, Episode 2. In this episode, we are going to uh, meet the Python programming with the help of Karel. So today I'm going to introduce what is a Karel, and actually the full name is Karel the robot. So it's kind of a robot, but there's a software robot implemented by Python. So we are going to learn the Python in this season with the help of such a Karel the robot. So before we start, I'd like to review what we have done the episode. So if you remember if you remind what we have done the last episode, it was the installation of Python programming. So hopefully if you missed the class the last time, so by watching the video, you probably installed the Python. If you didn't install the Python, please go back to episode 1, then watch the video. It's just takes the less than 5 minutes. So you can have the first program language, the Python program language. There are many different versions of Python if you go to the python.org, but we are going to use the 3.8.2. So to check whether you install the Python correctly, so we are going to learn the first Python shell program, which is the hello world or the other print. So I'm going to change the screen share into the full my desktop. As I mentioned, the usually left-hand side is the information, the information windows, and the right-hand side will be like for example, the terminal or the program that I'm going to show. So this is probably too small for you to read. So I'm going to make it larger like this. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see the command. So I'm going to use the Mac the environment. So if we are using Windows, I'm going to show. I cannot show every time both the Windows and the Mac OS, but mostly I'm going to use the Mac OS, then show the Windows the example. But if I cannot show that the Windows example, it's pretty much the same interface, same environment. So I believe that you guys can follow. So if you do not know how to do that, at the time you can use the chat box, then ask your question or the problem to the TA. Then the TA will help to solve the problem. So if you successfully install the Python, or even if you do not know what you have done, so on the Mac OS first. So when you are using the Mac OS, if you type just the Python, then it will show the warning or the 2.7, which is not our version. So we are going to use the 3. So just to exit, we are not going to use the Python 2. So actually the Mac OS Apple, install the Python 2 as a bundle. It's a default program, which will be retired 2020. So which means we are not going to use more the Python 2. Instead, we are going to use Python 3 to check whether you have the Python 3. So Python 3, then enter. Then you can see the very nice the Python shell. So this is called the Python prompt. So in case of Windows, you can start the Windows also, but my Windows is like this. So you can use the CMD. You can see the black icon, that is the command prompt. So you can double click, then you will see this kind of the Windows, the black background and the white color, the font, but always you can change it this, like this. So here is the same thing. You can just type the Python, enter. Windows, there is no default program. So if you successfully install the Python last episode, you may see that this one. If something error, that means your Python is not installed successfully. Then go back to the episode 1, then check how to install Python again. Then you guys can install. The current version is 3.9, which we are not going to use. So 3.9 is the current version, but we are not going to use the 3.9 yet. So usually the current version is not stable. So we are going to use the 3.8. Among the 3.8, I'm going to use the 3.8.2 in this class. What if I have the 3.8.3 or the 4? It's probably fine. So, but my lecture in SMU Python is based on the 3.8.2. Okay, then the first command is like the print, P-R-I-N-T. So double quotation, then hello world, and the parentheses. So I will explain later. I think that maybe next or the next episode why we are using always the parentheses. So left and right parentheses. Inside the double quotation means that I'm going to print the contents string on the prompt, like the hello world. So this is the really program. It's the application, Python application program. So what about the Windows? Oh, where is the window? Yes, my Windows here. So you can do the exactly same thing, print the left parenthesis, then hello world, then the quotation mark and right parenthesis, enter, then hello world will be displayed. So meanwhile, you can print whatever you want, really whatever you want. So you can at least 2 or 3 times print. For example, print, this is the first Python program. And it will be displayed, print, so hello. It's I think the last week it was the full moon day, like this. You can print whatever you want. Okay, so please try to print. So then you will get used how to use Python shell for the first Python program. Okay. Meanwhile, if you have any question, so please, the best way to learn the program language like Python is not from the textbook. I believe is you can try. You can raise a try, then see if everything is going well, it's good. Even though you got the error, that's much better because you can learn from the error. So please try and error, and try the C. So otherwise, if you learn the program language from the textbook, there's no improvement, believe me. So please try anything. So even though you don't understand from my lecture, just if I ask type, then you can just type, then you will see the output, and then you will learn, you will be improved. Okay, so please type the print, and I'm done. So I'd like to exit. So how can you exit? So this time you can use EXIT. But if you just type the EXIT, enter, it will be error. Actually, this is an error. So the Python didn't do anything. So as it suggested, EXIT and left parenthesis and right parenthesis. And you will be exit like this one. So this is your the terminal prompt, then you can exit like this. And same thing on Windows. So you can if you type the exit, it's the same thing, error. So you cannot exit, but it suggests to use the left and right parenthesis. always, all Python command need left and right parenthesis and enter. So then you will be exit. This is the Windows, the command line, the prompt. So you can just exit. Then I'm going to close the window. So you are pretty much ready because you already started the first program. Then the next thing is that today the theme is we are going to learn how to use Karel. What is a Karel? Before we start, I'd like to give a little bit more information about the Python. What is really Python? So to do that, let me change the screen into this is the board. Okay. So you are able to see my whiteboard. So last time we learned about this one. So what is this? So this is a computer. So computer, or sometimes it's called the PC, sometimes it's called the server. It doesn't matter, they are the same meaning. So we are going to use a computer. So computer has the several important things as we discussed. One is, CPU, the central processing unit. Another one is, what else? You can use the chatting box, if you know the answer. Okay, it's a memory. Then we have another one, it's a hard disk drive or storage. So they are connected. So here, what the computer is doing when you are using the computer is like the CPU process the data. Such a data is in the memory. So memory is kind of the storage or the drawer on your desk. So you can open your drawer and get the data. So like similarly, CPU read the data from the memory, then bring the data into CPU, then process it. That is the main job of the CPU. So what is such the data? So data is called the instruction. So instruction means it's kind of command. It's a very simple command like the add, subtract, or the multiply, or the move the data. So actually the CPU process such an instruction or such a command. So where is the command? It's in the memory. So actually, if you download the program that is in your hard disk drive, so if you double click or if you run the program application, that will be loaded, move to the memory. Then CPU read the command by command, that is the instruction. So sometimes this instruction is called the machine language. So it's a machine language. So CPU, machine use machine language. If you open that machine language, it's nothing but, it's like this. So then the bunch of 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0 is a binary number. So, however, who is using such a computer? Actually, a user or the human being. We are using such a computer stuff. But the problem is, we cannot understand this number. We cannot understand the instruction. We cannot understand the machine language. It's too difficult. It's nothing but really 0 or 1 bunch of numbers. Sometimes if you open the weird binary file with the Microsoft Word, you can see there's something weird character. So you cannot understand anything. So that is the problem. So people try to make such a machine language as human language. So that is called the high-level language. So high-level language means it's like the human, natural language, like the mostly English. So English style, the language is used. Then this is, for example, Python or Java or any other program language that you are using or that you learn are the Python, Java, they are high-level language. It's more like the English. So we can understand such a language. Okay. The problem is this computer language and human language are different. They are not the same. Okay, so we need change. So when you are when you meet the friend in France, so you don't know how to use a French, but the friend do not know how to speak Korean, then how can you speak? So we need to translate, right? So there is a translator between computer language or machine language actually between machine language and high-level language. So there is a translator that change high-level or the Python language into machine language. Okay, such a translator is called compiler. So compiler is translator from high-level language to machine language. So you can code like for example, so you can code yes, A equal B. So this is the equation, A equal to B. So it's a human like the English like the language, but computer does not know A equal to B. So we need to translate, which means compile. So compile into what? So at the time, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, like the binary style. So this is called the compiler. So at the time, for example, Python, when we are saying the Python language, there is a Python compiler. So Java compiler, and the C compiler, like that. So when we are saying the program language actually include such a compiler, translator. However, there are different types of compiler. One is, its name is compiler. Another one is the interpreter. They are almost the same. Interpreter and compiler are almost the same. The difference between them is interpreter is compiling or translating line by line. So compiler is changing, translate all programming code. So for example, so if you translate the sentence by sentence, that is interpreter, okay? However, if you translate a book, so one book, this kind of book, translate into English, then this is called the compiler. So compiler actually translate entire programming, while interpreter is changing, translate the word at the command by command or the line by line. So this is called the interpreter. Python, if you remember the last class, Python is interpreter. So which means, so just before we learned the first Python program, print. So print is one line of code. It can be interpret. So line by line compile, line by line interpret. So that is the one of the characteristic of Python. Because of that, we can easily start the Python. It's because it's an interpreter. Okay, then we are going to learn how to use this Python interpreter. Also, the next episode, when we install the PyCharm, you don't have to worry about what is a PyCharm. So PyCharm is the program that we are going to use for Python programming. So at the time, we are going to select the Python interpreter. So where is it? And select this one, Python interpreter. Then at the time, you guys can understand what is the interpreter and what is the Python interpreter, like that. Okay. Then let's go back to our main task, desktop. Okay, so now we are understanding this. Then finally, we have the Karel the robot. So Karel the robot is not the new one. Actually, he or she, I'm not sure, but the Karel was born in the Stanford University. In the Stanford University, 1970 something, 1980, so a long time ago, they realized the computer program language is not easy for especially non-computer science major student. So Stanford, the instructor and the TA, they developed the program. It's a program that makes the student easy to learn the program. So actually, so this is you can see this is the Karel, the robot. So Karel is the name of a robot, but this robot is very simple. We will see. It has a very small, actually the 4 command only. So there are only 4 commands, but you can control, like the avatar, you can control the Karel. So why don't you open this link? So let me copy the link and on your chatting box. So why don't you open this link? Then it will direct to the Karel the robot. So let me change the screen only for this window. Then you guys can easily see. So this is the site, home of Karel the robot, Karel home. So actually Karel, there are different versions of Karel. So Karel for Python, Karel for Java, Karel for C. But we are going to use the Karel to learn Python. Okay. So what is the Karel? Karel is a robot that you are going to control. Okay. So then there are several things before we start. It's very easy to learn and very simple. But there are several things you need to understand. First, the Karel is like this robot, and also there is a front and end. The Karel's front is this way. Karel always move this way. Meaning is you can always check the leg. Leg is one leg, is another leg here. Then the Karel, the front is this way. This is the front. Okay, so Karel cannot move back. Karel cannot move up, down. Instead, Karel always move this way. How do I know where is the front? Actually, you can check the leg. Okay, this leg, then you can see where is the front. Okay, so that is the Karel. Then, so Karel is not moving, cannot move anywhere. Instead, Karel always move inside this boundary. So this is called the Karel's world. So Karel is always inside the Karel's world. It cannot move out. This Karel's world are the 4 direction. So this one, right hand side is the east and the north, and this one is the west, and this one is the south. So when I'm saying why don't you move your Karel to the east, means this side, And or why don't you move down, or the move south is this way, okay? So then Karel's word is very simple. It's like the what? Grid style. You can imagine the downtown, the big city downtown, like the Manhattan or the Seoul, the downtown. The street is like that. So Karel is moving the corner like the here, 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 like that. Okay. So Karel move this corner. This is corner, corner, corner. So it has the like the column number 1, 2, 3. So this is a column, or sometimes it's called the avenue. So you know the 6th Avenue, 4th Avenue, 1st Avenue in New York City. So it's like the avenue. So this is the avenue or column. So this is a column or the avenue. And this is a street number 1, 2, 3 street number. Or this is called the row. First row, second row, third row. So right now the Karel is in the 1, 1 location, meaning is it's a first avenue and first street. Okay, Karel is here. What about this one? It's a 3, 1, meaning is third avenue, third column, and first street, first row. What about this one? What is the point, coordinate of this? Can you guess what is the coordinate of this one? You can use the chat box to answer. So this is the 4, 3. Okay, so we can move, but unfortunately, Karel cannot jump to the here. Karel should move always one by one, either this, the avenue by avenue, or street by street. So if we want make the Karel move here 1, 1 to the 4, 3, so Karel should move 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, like this. You cannot move the directly. So this is a Karel's word. There's one more important thing. Later we will see. Karel cannot move out the boundary. Okay? Karel move out the boundary. What if Karel tried to move out? It will be error. So it is crash. So your program will be stopped. So you should be careful when you control Karel. If you try to hit a wall, this one is called the wall or boundary. So if you want to get out to here, or the Karel is right now here, then moving to here, then it will be error. It's a crash. So you should be careful not to hit, not to move out of the wall. So that is one thing you should be careful. Okay, then I think that now you understand what is a Karel and what is a Karel's word. Then how do I one more thing. So this is a real example. When we are going to learn Karel, the first Karel program, so you will see this kind of word. Okay, at this time the Karel is moving here to here, here, like that. But this one, in this case, the Karel's word is like this and this. So Karel's word is not always the rectangular or the square. It can be like the arbitrary shape, like this. So here you cannot move in. You cannot use this area. Okay, instead only inside this word. So if there is a word like this here, even you cannot jump over the word. If you try to move, then it will be, it's actually here. So if you try to move crossing the word, it will be crash. It will be error. So you should be careful always. Okay. One more thing. So you can see the diamond shape. So this one is called the Karel's, the toy. It's called the beeper. So we are going to use the beeper, B-E-E-P-E-R. This one is called the beeper. So beeper, so you can the pick or the drop, the put beeper, and also you can stack up, you can keep the beeper. So this is a really nice toy that you can play with. So we are going to make a lot of fun problem with the Karel with the help of such the beeper. So we will see how we can use such a beeper later. Okay. The next. So this one is a beeper. So finally, almost ready. It's very simple. So then what kind of command we can use? So only 4 command, as I said. So one is, sorry, I change. So let me change the screen share to my. So Karel has the only 4 command. So one is the move. Move command can move only one, to the front. So only the Karel cannot move side. The Karel cannot move the backup. Only move front, one, the corner. So that is a move. Another one is put beeper. Don't forget this, the left, right parenthesis, left, right parenthesis. Okay, so Karel put beeper means you can drop the diamond shaped toy, the position. So it's a put beeper. And pick beeper is the command that Karel can pick up one beeper. If there is any beeper, then you can pick up the beeper. Okay, then the last one is Karel can move only one side. So how can I move up and down? You can use turn left. Karel can turn only left. So left means, so you can see the Karel is like this. Then this is the facing. It's the direction that the Karel is moving. So move one by one. Then if you run the turn left command, Karel actually turn around counterclockwise 90 degrees. This way. So what if the Karel want to turn right? Can you make the Karel turn right? How can you make turn right? You can do 3 times. 3 times of the turn left. Turn left, turn left, and turn left. So this is the turn right. This is the same as turn right. What about the turn around? If you want the Karel turn around, you can do the 2 times of turn left, turn left, turn left. So we need only 1, the move, 2, put beeper, 3, pick beeper, 4, turn left. 4 command only. So we are going to use this 4 command in Karel, the robot, the program. Okay, so just simple. How many? 4. Move, so one by one, and put beeper. You can pick up the beeper, put the beeper down the beeper, and pick beeper. You can pick up the one beeper if there is, and the turn left is changing the direction. Is there any turn right? No turn right, only the turn left. How many times? 3 times for turn right. So let's go back to our example. So our example is this one again. Then let's see that this is a very simple the word. Okay, how many? It's a 2 by 2. 2 by 2, 2 avenue, 2 street, 2 column, 2 rows. So keep in mind there is what? The word here. We have a word here. So Karel cannot cross this way. So our goal of this problem is you can pick up the beeper, then drop the beeper where 1,2 point. So this is our goal. So how can you do that? So if you take a look at the Karel, initial position is 1,1, and then facing where? The east. So if you move, first move, okay? First move. So first move, then Karel is moving to here. So Karel is here. Then there is a beeper. So you can pick beeper. So pick, you can pick beeper. Oops, very hard. Pick beeper. Then, so after you pick beeper, you need to go to up, north. But you cannot do that. You need to use the turn left. So turn left here. So turn left. Then the move 1 straight, 1 low. Then you need to, Karel is facing to north. So you can turn left one more time. Turn left. Turn left. Then the facing to west. So you can move one more time, move. Then the Karel is here, right? But you need to drop the beeper. So you can put beeper. Put underscore beeper. This is a program to solve this problem, okay? You can start the move here, then the pick beeper, then turn left and the move and turn left and move and what? The put beeper, that's it. So this is the simple, the Karel's, the program, okay? So what we're gonna do is we try to control the Karel, the robot, to solve the problem. That's our goal in this season. Based on what? Based on the programming. So at that time, we are going to use the Python, but we don't have to worry about the Python right now. Without understanding the Python, just we are going to use the Karel command. Then behind the Python program will be used. Then the easy to learn, easy to know how to use such the Python command. So this is our Karel, our friend Karel. Okay. I will give, so this is an example of the command for your review. The first one is the move. So move can move only one by one here to here. And the turn left is the 90-degree turn. So we can, the turn left, you can see the Karel is facing to north. Okay. Then the pick beeper. So if there is any beeper on the same spot where the Karel is, you can pick a beeper one by one. It is possible later. You can see as many beeper as possible. At the time, you may see the number. If for example, yes, if the 10 beeper are there, then you will see the beeper with the number 10, like that. That means 10 beepers. It's a stagger. Okay, but the 1, there's no sign. But 2, 3, so you can see the number. Okay, then, so after you pick up, So we already solved this problem. So let's try the real one. Okay, so this is a Karel's playground. So we do not have the environment. We didn't set up anything for the Python Karel programming. So today we are not going to use the PyCharm that we are going to install later. Instead, we are going to use a very simple the IDE. It's called the IDE. So let me quickly change it. So there is a name of IDE. So IDE means it's an integrated development environment. Meaning is it's the coding tool. It's kind of the coding tool. This is not Python. This is not Java. This is the coding tool or software by which we can code. We can type the program. This is called the IDE. There are many different the IDE. Among them, we are going to use the PyCharm in this season. However, we didn't install yet. So next class, next episode, we are going to install the PyCharm. Before that, the Karel provide web IDE. So it's a web-based IDE. So you don't have to install anything, just click the button. So let me change it into this one. Okay, so here you can see the link here. Let me copy the link. And so you can copy and paste this link on your web browser. So let me copy again. Okay, so you may see that this one. So why don't you copy and paste this link on your web browser? You can use the Chrome. You can use anything. So this is your playground with the Karel. Let me a little bit increase. Okay, so then you can actually type anything. So for example, the Karel, the first location is 1,1. If you want to move Karel 1, so you can type the move. Then run program. Then what happened? Karel is moving, right? So reset the program. Then if you want to move Karel, like for example, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, 7 times. So all the end. So you can type 6 times. The move, and move, and move, and move. How many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And run. See what happened. Karel is moving. You can see the left-hand side, which command is running. Okay. Then you can easily track the program also. So it's moving. Very good. Reset then. Why don't we try one more time? Move. Then see what happened. So okay. But you can see the front is blocked, it's crashed. So this program is not running correctly. So we need to delete this part. Okay. So why don't you try the move? Okay. So why don't you try to use the move? The next one is we can put beeper. So once it arrived the 2,1, then we'd like to drop a beeper. So what is the drop? We can put underscore beeper. Don't forget always left, right, parentheses. Okay, so then the reset and run the program. So you can see the beeper. Let's move one more. Then you can see the clearly. The beeper is a diamond shape. So if you want to put the 2 beeper, you can put the 2 beeper. Run the program. 1. You can see the 2 beeper. I'm not sure whether you guys can see. You can run your program. Okay. Then, so we need to pick the beeper. So after we put the beeper and the pick beeper and move and run the program. Pick beeper and put beeper. Put beeper and pick beeper and move. It's very nice. And after that, we'd like to turn left and move. So we can delete the beeper command and move, turn underscore left and move. Run it. Then see what's going on. Oops. Yes, because it's a turn LEF, it's a syntax error, so we can fix it. Then turn left, right? Then I'd like to turn right. So how can you do the turn right? So if I type the turn right, see what happened. Move is okay, but there's a problem because there's no turn right. Okay, so we can do the turn left, then the move and turn right. How can we do the turn right? Turn left 3 times. Turn left, and also turn left, and move. Run program. Yes, you can move turn right by 3 times over turn left. So this is a very simple, the Karel program, right? So why don't you try the command. How many? Only 4. So move, put beeper, pick beeper, and the turn left. If you want to change the size of your word, you can do it's too small, so let's try the 4x4 like that, okay? So let's try why don't you try our first, change your word into 4x4, okay? So 4x4. Then we try to put the beeper along the diagonal line like this, okay? Then the final is here, 4,4, top, the right corner. So why don't you solve this problem by yourself, right? So I will give 4 minutes to solve this problem. Okay. So using this ID. So if you do not know the link, so please go to the chatting box. Then there is a link for this ID. So then you can open you can start your coding left-hand side. Okay. Right-hand side, please change your word. So we are going to use a 4x4. Then you can put your code over here. Okay. So one thing you need to be careful, always line up. I'm going to explain this one the next class, but this is very, very important to line up the command. Always this way. Okay. So please, if you enter here, automatically line up. It's alignment or indentation. So please keep the indentation. So indentation is very, very important in Python. Let me explain this why it's so important next class. So, and otherwise you will be fine. Just start your first programming with a Karel. So move and turn left. Okay, and move, put beeper. One thing, when you are doing the programming, one thing, important thing is you don't have to test it after you finish the code. So please try to test your code piece by piece, part by part. So for example, in this case, I try to put a beeper over here, here. You don't have to code everything, just the part. So I try to move the Karel here to here, then put beeper. So this is a move and turn left and move, put beeper. And let's test. Yes, it works. So this time you can add more code after this. So I'd like to turn left 3 times because it's turn right. Okay, and move. So I'd like to test up to here and see what's going on. It looks good so far. Yes, it's exactly what I want. So please go ahead your program by adding the more comment. So that's the first problem. First problem is you can move the Karel from here to top right corner. Okay, 4,4. So, but meanwhile, you can put the beeper along the diagonal line. Okay, so why don't you solve the problem? So this is before, this is after. So if you are done, so you can give me the thumbs up, like the reaction. So you can use a reaction. So if you are good, or if you have any question, please use the chatting box. Then the TA or me can help you. Okay. Let's keep trying. So move, then it should turn left. Turn left. And the move. And then I think that we need to put beeper. Then the test. It looks good. Yes. Wow. So far so good. So we need to turn right and move, turn left, move. So we need to do I'm going to copy and paste. So turn right, then we can move and turn left and then move. So I think that this probably the end of code. Not sure yet until I run the program. So let me try. So Karel is moving and put beeper. You can check the left-hand side your code. Then you're running the Karel. It looks good. Yes. So if you want to make it really perfect, so like this one, so you can change the direction, like the turn. It's turn right, so turn left 3 times. Three times. Okay, then run it again. So far so good. Okay, then the turn left and turn right. Really nice. So this is your first Karel program to learn the Python. Then, so I believe that you are good so far. So we can move on to another. This is a solution, but I think that if you your Karel is not working well, so you can check your code with my code. Then you can always check where is the problem. Okay. So another problem is once you complete this one, why don't you make the Karel move back to the 1,1? But this time you will pick up the Karel. Okay. So why don't you make the Karel move back to the original position? Then while Karel is moving, pick up the beeper. Okay. You can add the code here. First is choose the turn right, so which means 3 times. 3 times the turn left. It's a turn left, a turn right, 3 times of turn left, and the move. Then it's a facing here. Oh, turn right, move. Here, turn right. Again, turn right. Another turn right, and the move. So I'm going to copy and paste. So here, the turn right and move, turn right and move. Finally, we can pick up, pick beeper. And here, we need to turn left, right? Turn left and move. So turn left, move. And here, turn right, okay? Up to turn right, so we are going to check the program. Turn right, okay? Then the one more move. So run the program. So Karel is moving up and put beeper. And moving up, put beeper. And moving up, turn right. It looks good. And also one more turn right. And moving down. And turn right. And move. And turn left. And move. Yes, so far so good. So we can continue. So it's another pick beeper. Okay. After this time, I'd like to go to this way, then the going down. So which means the move, then turn left. Turn left, then move. Then facing south, so we need to turn left one more time. So hopefully this program is working. Okay, so run the program. It's going up. So far so good. And then the going down. And Karel is picking up the beeper. And one more, the beeper. And then going, move and down and the right position. Yeah, so finally we can solve the problem. So this is the Karel, the robot programming. So last thing. So when you are doing the Karel program, which part is really annoying part? Which part is really tired, the part? Any idea? It's probably this, turn right. So to make the Karel turn right, we need to input turn left, turn left, turn left, always 3 times. So even I use the copy and paste because it's really tedious job. It's a boring job. So can we solve that problem? Is there any easy way to make the program simple? Why don't you think about it? Okay, so if we can make this one simple, we can save a lot of time, and we can make the program very simple, because whenever we need the right turn, we need to use the 3 times of turn left. So that is the idea of to create a function. So later, we will learn how to create the function. So that's the motivation of the coding. So computer programming, we don't like such the boring or the tedious. Instead, we need to simple as possible. Okay, thanks so much for your attending today's episode 2. So by the next episode, you can go over the Karel side and see the meet Karel and programming. So why don't you go over this? It's a very simple and to understand. So please read the story and the command, and then we will install the PyCharm first, the IDE, our IDE PyCharm, next episode. Thanks so much for your attending. Okay, so if you have any question, you can use a chatting box, or after start the recording, you can ask more questions. Okay, thank you.